guys, we're back. Season 2 is beginning. Came back from a fun summer. Some of us went overseas, lots of concerts, some reading. Jolie has become an influencer.
That's me.
We're in election season. The world's gonna end.
Yeah, man.
Israel's in war. Blake Lively's under fire. We're going to talk about it all today. We're just going to jump right back in and be us. Be us. Be our fun selves. Welcome to our conversation where we actually get to hang out as friends. Join us. For those of you that weren't around in season 1, this is just no frills, off the cuff. Come have a conversation. Turn us on while you're cleaning or having your coffee. We are quite unserious. Three friends that meet up and hang out. So here we are. Tell me about your summers, girls.
Oh, let's see. What did we talk about right as we left? I think I told everybody I was going to be in mom mode for the summer. So I wrapped up baseball season for 2 of the boys. That was so fun. They had a great time. Our baseball seasons run later than our school year. So that kind of took up, that transition. But that was great. We drove to North Dakota. So I went to states I'd never been to, which is kind of crazy. And it was beautiful. And got to spend a couple months with my significant other's son, and he was a blast. And so it was 4 boys all summer long, pretty much, which adds another element. 4 is much different than 3, despite what people will tell you. It's a lot of boys to feed.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I would say most of my summer was grocery shopping and cooking and feeding people, which was great. And let's see, what else do we do?
At Winco, of course. Has Jolie still been to Winco?
No.
Winco, and found this is a little trick. We found a local grocery store that must just not sell a ton of volume, but they carry quality meat. So we basically became friends with the butcher, and he keeps us updated on the deals. So we're getting like good restaurant quality meat for, I'm talking like $1.99 a pound, 99 cents a pound. And we just fill the freezer with as much as we can. And that doesn't go very far with this many boys in the house, but that's a little trick that we came up with over the summer. I know it's a lot having boys home from school. They eat so much food. Everybody warned me of this, and we've arrived. I think the 2-year-old eats more than anybody though. So
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. I'm like, where does it go? Oh my gosh, I got a dog. Did I tell you guys this? Did I tell the listeners this? I got a dog.
I mean, I knew
that
I
was
met
in
your dog, but
you knew.
Mm-hmm.
I got a dog in June. Yeah,
Oh
a German short-haired pointer. He's a little German short hair. He's like a little hunting dog.
Cute.
He's so cute. His name's Rip. We named him after Yellowstone. And he's crazy, and he fits right in. Another boy. The chickens, I think I told you guys I had the chickens, but they're finally laying, so that's fun. And yeah, a lot of gardening, a lot of bread making. It was just a very trad wife summer, if you will, minus the wife part. Trad mom.
Trad mom.
What's that?
Trad mom.
What does that mean?
Traditional.
Oh, like
traditional.
That, I'm gonna bring up that ballerina girl.
Ballerina farm.
Yes,
yep.
Ballerina
farm
yes. Girl. Not that far. But
except you're not Mormon.
No, not Mormon. I do not have 8 children.
That's whole another episode once the starts. I am ready for that show. I am so ready for that. We are so going to talk about that.
The thing is, I've been we can go there, but I've been just going down that rabbit trail. I've been a Ballerina Farm fan since almost day 1. I've loved her. So the fact that now the rest of the world is onto her, I'm like, oh, welcome. She's great.
No, I only join in when there's controversy. And I'm like,
which
the only time
leads us to the controversy is through shady reporting and shady media, which is a whole other episode that we'll be going into. Agendas
that could be every episode, because
it literally could. Yeah. So that was that. I'm trying to think if there was lots of concerts. Like we said, I think that was kind of the theme for all of us this summer. Got to spend time with Tiffany and a lot of time with Brooklyn. And oh my gosh, I know we'll get into more stuff. But yeah, it's been great. The boys still aren't back in school. They go back next week. And we are, which is going to be a running theme as well. We are now a football family. So now I've got two football players. It's the best. I know. I feel like I finally have arrived. I'm like, oh, I knew this day would come, and we're here. So
nice.
So
it's been great. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good synopsis. I did not stay off social media, just so you guys know. I said I was going to. I did for a little while, but I hung out
I blame Bobby Kennedy for that one. Bobby Kennedy completely got you back online.
How could I say no? Truly, how could... I just couldn't.
Those abs, you couldn't stay away.
I know. I'm like, and we have the same dog, and I just love him. So yeah, I couldn't resist. I hung out secretly in my messenger side, my threads for a while with my girls, but then I was like, all right, that's enough. I can't. This is too good. This is the best. We love politics and we love memes. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't resist. So.
The memes were good.
Massive fail, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Jolie wasn't going to travel, and
that's right.
Yeah, I wasn't going to travel. I think the last I was throwing a fit about not getting to go anywhere, and then I did.
You went lots of places.
Then I went to England for a few weeks. Traveled around in England. Saw the Eras tour again, the new set, so good.
On the night Travis Kelce was on stage.
Yes, it was a good night. Gracie Abrams and Travis Kelce. It was a good night.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was good, and so that was great.
Does Travis look different in person than you would have expected or than you thought?
No. He looks the same as I thought. Yeah.
Better? Bigger?
Maybe bigger. Yeah.
That's what I heard, that he's just a huge human.
He's a huge dude. But I kind of expected him to because he's a football player, so that wasn't like surprising. I think he was just like so animated and fun. Like that was like, he's not really a performer per se, so to see him on stage and actually hamming it up, that was pretty funny. And having a good time.
That's
awesome. So yeah.
London definitely has won the Eras tour for sure.
So
last night of the first one when you were there, and then last night with Florence was I keep watching that performance over and over. It was insane. So
yeah, that was good.
Oh,
and you got
Ed Sheeran was good too.
Oh, Ed Sheeran was good.
Great. But you got lots of baby time this summer.
Me, yes. Yes, I did. Lots of time. One of my daughters came out for our other grandson's first birthday, so she brought her son out. So we had Easton at our house hanging out. I got all the baby toys. Had a lot of fun buying new baby toys. That was fun. High chair. Now I have a high chair at my house.
So cute.
Yeah, so that was very fun. Then, once a week, pretty much, with Mo, who's walking. So much fun. And then we got news. I don't think I've told either one of you guys this. We got news this past week that Summer is pregnant with baby number 2. And it's a girl. Getting a girl.
You're getting a girl. Oh, that's going to be expensive.
Oh, yeah. So she's due in April.
Congratulations.
So, grandbaby number 4 on the way.
Yay. Congrats,
crazy.
Summer. She's such a gem.
Awesome.
She's just the sweetest.
Oh,
Jolie sends me messages on Instagram and stuff.
She's so sweet.
Oh,
yeah.
I adore her.
Congrats.
So much fun. Congrats.
So
cutest grandma I ever did
Oh,
see,
gosh.
Jolie.
Seriously.
so fun. It's very fun.
And tell us what was the tipping point? Why'd you start to? What's your influencer inspiration?
Why did I? Because
so
well,
cute.
first,
You're doing great.
because like I took a step back from some of my volunteering. I took a step back from leading. I am leading one class this year, but it's closer to home. So I felt like, what am I? And Lucy's a senior. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? And then I felt like I think the real tipping point was when Christian said no to traveling. I'm like, dang, man, if I had my own job, then I could say yes to traveling. And I could say yes to the weekend getaway. And I could do, it's just like, I don't know. I realized that I should do something. Like, I have the time. So then it was figuring out, okay, what am I actually qualified to do? Well, it turns out not very much. So.
But you found what you love.
But I found out I
so
love
cute and you're so
I
fashionable.
love fashion and I love art and I love it turns out also I can talk to myself for hours, on camera.
And you
doesn't matter
do it.
if anyone's listening.
Yeah. It's
So
amazing.
So yeah, although I will
That's
say
great.
that did lead to me being cut off a little bit from Amazon. Because apparently I went a little crazy last month on Amazon, buying all the fun Amazon clothes finds, all the dupes and all the things. And he was like, you need a month break from Amazon. And literally locked me out of Amazon.
So are you doing reviews or something right now? Like, what are you doing?
I can do reviews, yes. I just can't spend any money. So,
Gotcha.
But then I have, one of the daughters. It won't even be the one you think. It'll be the least likely daughter that was like, Mom, just get Amazon gift cards. And then you can use them on Amazon.
That's funny.
Because my credit card I have been blocked from Amazon on my credit card. But she's like, you can just buy Amazon gift cards with your credit card and then you can use them on Amazon and still shop on Amazon. I was like, well, that was sneaky and creative. I will do that.
Oh my gosh. That's
You're like,
amazing.
should I be proud? Because I absolutely am.
It was probably so
I am so proud of your creative ingenuity.
Yeah.
Oh
I think though, I mean, if anything, it's a good incentive to have to redesign, like restyle things, and then you just keep posting those links. It's like, this is how you wear this 5 different ways. And I mean, that's the stuff that will hook people.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, and that's what when I, got shut down from Amazon, one of my other daughters was just like, go in your closet, Mom. You've got so much clothes. You've got every piece that's similar to something you can link in Amazon, because I do have a lot of clothes.
So true.
So I could do that. And then, connecting with my friend who does the scarves. So I think I'm going to come on board with him and his company, and help with that. And, we're kind of still working out the details of that, but maybe help with some like next steps, what they want to do next with that fabric. Do they want to make a shirt with it? Do they want to make a dress with it? So that's fun. So yeah. So it was just like, I needed something that I felt passionate about. And it turns out I feel passionate about clothes.
There you go.
So
nothing wrong with that.
So yeah.
That's super fun.
So it was fun.
I got to freeze in Europe. It was so
fun
while we were there.
Get rained out.
So, oh my gosh, I have not complained about Arizona weather, not for 1 minute. Like, I will go out in a hoodie and not even complain.
I remember you were like, I'm gonna get this pea coat, and I mean, it's just for pictures. Oh my god, so glad that
my
you
trench coat. I'm so
your trench coat.
One too. I'm
your
like,
trench
it's gonna
coat.
be horrible to carry. And it was a nice one, and it was heavy, and I'm so glad I took it. But I just packed wrong.
Oh yeah, because it was cold. It was surprisingly cold, though. How would you have known?
No, I was looking even yesterday. Like, it's just a weird summer over there. Like, I was looking yesterday, and it was pouring down rain in Paris. And then we were watching, actually on Saturday, there was a NCAA football game in Dublin, freezing, pouring, like it was a monsoon. And I'm like, this is just a really weird. And
we watched that game.
So yeah,
so watch that
so
game.
It's weird, but I just think that's just the summer. It wasn't, but we had a blast. So London and I went there.
Good.
We just got back from South Carolina yesterday, and I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
Yeah, that kid is definitely not staying here for school. She loved it. So Christian, Jolie's husband, was like, I love it there, but there is no good food. That is so true. I had an Aussie bowl that I liked, and that was it.
Yeah,
the food is just, and it's not my jam.
In Hilton Head, the restaurants are.
I mean, we even went to Quarter Deck, which is pretty nice restaurant, and I was like, we had like a nice, like Lyndon ordered like poke, and it came out. It looked beautiful, but it was just like I could get. I mean, it just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe the West Coast is just super good at food, but probably.
Yeah.
Maybe New York, or you can go up to like Maine and have something, but I don't know. It was off. I don't know what
Charleston
the deal was.
Is supposed to be really good for food.
Could be,
but Charleston's like 4 hours from Hilton Head or something like that. So, yeah.
And we went to Savannah too, and it was just
still not
into. No, I'm just not into.
Not a foodie town.
No.
Didn't feel like it, but my gosh, it was gorgeous. I was like, shoot, I should have just come to Savannah. It feels like you're in Europe when you're in the middle, because I think that it was just so many British people that settled there that it just kind of brought
Savannah's
that architectural.
Really cool.
Oh my gosh, it was lovely. So, and the weather was nice. It's kind of like you get like, it almost has like a European feel and a Southern feel and a Hawaiian feel. Like it's very tropical, but it's Southern, and the beach is lovely, and that's good. But I'll sacrifice my child to the South, apparently. So that'll be sad and good. So
yay! I'm so glad that you guys got to go, though.
Yeah, we did lots of fun stuff. I feel like we haven't stopped. I'm home for a week, and then we go to Mexico for 2 weeks, and then.
And you were just in Mexico right before that.
Yeah, just for the weekend. But yeah, it's just been like trips and trips and trips. So. October, we go to LA in October, and then that's our last trip for a very long time. So and I'm just working a ton, so it's good. But anyway, should we discuss what fun stuff that's going on in the world?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm also realizing that I needed my light because my lighting is so bad right here.
Oh my gosh!
Like noticing it just now, like,
you'll be fine.
Put my light on.
We had technical issues.
I had some technical issues on this first one, but now I know. Well, I'm glad I know my iPad works, but I need the light. Anyway, sorry, moving on.
Well, House and Habit was in Arizona this weekend. For the Trump rally.
Of all the weekends to not be in town.
I couldn't believe I was gone. So if you listen to us, you know that we love her. And
Jessica Krause.
We are obsessed, and she is, I mean, to me, she is the news, because she's pretty, I just feel like she's been super bipartisan. Like she's tried to get into everybody's camp. She's definitely made us fall in love with Bobby a ton, RFK, and just such a good reporter. But yeah, she was here. Jolie we were so bummed. She ended up canceling her meetup.
Yeah, because
sad.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have gone to a Trump rally for sure, but
but for her meetup.
But for a meetup, I would have gone, and then you weren't here, and then I had mentioned it to Christian, and then I was like, oh, bummer, like, and then he got off the treadmill, and he was like, well, I mean, do you want to go? Like, we can go.
And then
I was like, and then I said, oh, then she canceled. But for him to even say, like,
that's awesome.
Oh, I'll take you. I was like, because I had just, like, 2 days prior when we were on the golf course, mentioned her because of the attack she was under on social media. And so I'd mentioned her, and so kind of brought him up to speed on who she was. And then he was willing to go, which was so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I have a picture that I'll post on here on our socials or whatever, but my friend Shannon ended up going, and because they were already there. So she was
Yeah.
having dinner at the Canal Club.
Yeah.
So what had happened for Jessica to cancel, she had asked her, and people were like calling.
That's what
the
I
hotel.
heard. Yeah.
And so they were just like, we cannot handle this. I'm like, you need to get in touch with one of your followers that lives here, because we could have easily
totally
gotten her a place or
A
a
house.
room somewhere, or a big
Yeah.
house or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
Oh my gosh.
I did want to know some of the
What
other
is going
restaurants.
on
I was
there?
looking at her socials and noticed that they were at a couple different restaurants that looked cool, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what restaurants they chose to go to," because I couldn't.
They were
They were at
They did.
the Global Ambassador.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
figured that was one of them, and then
Yeah, I don't know where they were in
I think that was the
boardroom.
main one. I think
The
that
Global
might have been
Ambassador.
it.
was that the one?
Yeah.
Okay, so they used just different spaces at the Global Ambassador.
I don't think Bobby went to the Global. I don't think he was at the Global Ambassador for that dinner when she was with Danica Patrick.
She.
Oh, okay.
Let me check.
I think they were in a boardroom. I would.
There was one where they were in a boardroom, but it looked like a restaurant. It looked like a side for a restaurant. But then the other one, so that's the Global Ambassador. See, we still haven't been there. We talk about going all the time.
Gone? Let's go.
No,
It's so fun.
We keep talking about it, and then Christian will be like, it'll be Friday night. And he's like, you want to go to the Global Ambassador? And I'm like, dude, we'll be sitting outside. Like, no. So we got to plan ahead.
We can go anytime.
Yeah. Well, we went. Yeah. So we wanted to try the French restaurant and.
Yeah, my friend's husband is the head chef of all the restaurants.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, because I didn't want to sit on the patio in the heat. But yeah, I do.
It is beautiful, but yeah.
And in a few months, I wouldn't mind at all. But now I wouldn't. But yeah, I do want to try it. We just have to make a plan.
Yeah, it's so good, and I don't know how you pronounce it. Thea is.
Yeah.
That's also.
Okay.
Really nice.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really fun. It's more like Mediterranean, like tapas, but it's delicious. But yeah, I think they were there, but such a bummer. I would have loved to have met her.
Yeah.
She's just done
she's so cool.
Such a good job, and she's just so brave. Like I think she's a really, really cool lady.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Super fun.
I think she's had her pulse on the truth for a really long time, and it's really validating to watch it unfold and people to finally see what she's seen the entire time. And she stood up to all the criticism and she's lost friends, family won't talk to her, and it's so funny now. It's like she knew she was telling the truth the whole time. So I like your shirt, by the way.
Yeah, Tiff, that's you.
My cute shirt.
It's funny.
It's a girl that I follow, Reagan Bailey. She makes these.
Cute.
That's
cute.
A bunch of cute
stuff.
I like that.
She's
one.
the host of Swifty School.
Ooh.
She's a fun one. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. This whole thing has been so funny. Like the politics are going to be the politics. I feel like everybody is so polarized in the country that you already know what you're going to do, right? Like I think there's a bunch of weird stuff, but
yeah,
it could be interesting because the people that are in the middle are. I think RFK makes it interesting.
That's what I think.
Do you think there's more people that don't know what they're going to do than we think?
I think there's more people in the middle that are changing what they're going to do because
Agreed.
I don't really know that much, but Christian does. Christian pays attention, and I feel like every time we chat at dinner or whatever, it's a new there's a new group of middle to lower class that are going to get taxed. The tax plan is so freaking crazy. It's mind-blowing to me where they want to tax people, that I think that's going to make people shift, because that wouldn't normally. The working class, you can't extra tax the working class and then expect them to vote for you. That to me seems crazy. And I think the fact that RFK is now kind of on the Trump campaign, I think that's making people shift a little bit. People who were so frustrated, or people who were we had a lot of friends who just were I'm just not going to vote.
Wow.
And they're like our Hillsdale conservative friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not gonna vote, which is crazy. For them to say, because I'm obviously not registered in Arizona, but anyway, but now they're like, yeah, no, we're voting. Like, obviously, we're voting for Trump. Like, yeah, we can't stand it, but we're going to, because the other thing is so crazy, like so crazy. Like, you can't tax me on money I haven't earned yet. You can't extra tax the working class. Like, that's crazy. So I just think that's more like you
I
can't.
think the scariest tax that she's bringing up is this unrealized gain.
Yes.
I hope that if you're in the middle, just listen to us talk about this, because they want to say this is what your house is worth, but you haven't sold it yet. But this year you're going to pay taxes. So when we came, praise the Lord, our plan was to do a little rental empire. And what by empire I mean, buy a rental, buy another one, maybe have 2 or 3, and then eventually end up in our dream home. I'm not a huge dreamer, so that sounds great to me. Just give me enough money to get out of the country once in a while and I'm good. And give me my swimming pool. It's all I need. But so we bought this house for $300,000. That was our thing. We came from, we lived in Ashley's old house, and it was a little, fine, but it was a little outside of our means. So we had to sacrifice in other areas. When we moved here, we're like, we're going to be able to work at McDonald's and afford our house, so we can go do anything else in the world that we want to do, have what cars we want, play how we want, whatever. So that would be the first rental that we buy, is something easy. Well, we bought this house for $300,000 and now it's worth $500,000. Not a huge deal. That makes sense. Like, that number sounds normal now, but it's a little house. But why would I pay taxes on $200,000 that I might never sell this house? Why would I have to do that? Like, what if you own something and you're pushed to the limit right now on your home, just getting into a mortgage? These kids, let's talk about, your kids are saying, even they're looking into a house and they're renting now. Because they can't afford to get into a home. Can you imagine them actually going and stretching every penny? But now you have to pay more taxes because your house. Good job. Your house went up in value. Now you have this fake money that's not real until you sell it, and they have to pay taxes on it. That's bullshit. You can't do that to people. I just think it's horrible, and it's putting kids even further out of the market. It wouldn't be I don't think that big of a deal to pay the taxes on it, maybe for someone like me, but for a kid or somebody that's doesn't have any extra income, you're killing people. You are absolutely killing people.
But it's just not even right. Like, I don't want to pay taxes on our house because it went up in price, or it's not just it's our stocks. Mm-hmm. Like, we have to pay taxes on the value of our stocks. Like, hello, that's like retirement money. That's like, so we have to sell stocks so we can pay taxes on stocks.
Right.
That doesn't.
So think about that. That's an overarching theme of I am de-incentivizing people from fueling the economy, so I can, because I need to hang on to more, or else think about that.
The best part is we're going to overtax people so we can fix the problems that we created.
100%. Well, and where's our money going anyway?
What evidence?
And they're sending our money away. So what are we even paying for? It just doesn't make any sense. No. It's so funny. But the thing is,
there you go.
Just hate a man so much that they're willing to not care about themselves. I don't get that. Yeah. I do and I get it. I understand. I can see why people. It's not hard to see why people don't like him as a person, but here's my thing. It's a vote, not a Valentine. I'm not trying to make out with him. I'm not trying to even go have a beer with him. So so I'm just saying, we're not friends. I'm not friends with him, man. At this juncture, you have to vote policy. And there's also a problem when there are no policies to read.
Yeah. What are you voting
for? You had your convention and you have no policies posted.
Yeah, that's weird.
How are people not concerned with that at all? Like, I just hate this person so much, but do you hate yourself and your family? Like, that's the hard part.
Well,
like,
is that not the epitome of hypocritical? Because as a very clear independent, I'll be very, very transparent. I do not vote straight ticket ever, ever. I will tell you, as a former never Trumper, I am now a never this DNCer ever. So I luckily do agree with, certain things. I also disagree with certain things. Bobby's the closest thing that aligns with who I am. But I will never support what is happening with the control the DNC is pulling right now. Where I'm at with that is if you were going to vote, if Kamala was like in line with what you would have voted for anyways, then I'm happy for you. That's great. But don't tell me, like, the percentage of people that is so small. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. Weird. But the hypocrisy is the argument that I have made is you're voting for, like, as, people who I thought was like worshiped Trump as a person. I was like, ew, he's supposed to represent you, not your conforming to a, like, isn't that why we have elections? People are supposed to represent you, not you worship a person. That's what's happening now from my perspective. How can you say you're aligned with somebody when you don't even really know what they stand for, but you're ride or die for this person? That's hypocrisy. Now you're just saying, well, I'm voting for her because whatever. So I don't buy it. I think that the hypocrisy is so strong right now. Also, lining up with Bobby, there goes out the window the argument that women's rights are under attack. BS. Go do your research. That is not what Trump says. I understand if you have a problem, go talk to your state. Like, stop. You need to go look at other areas. There's way too much that's put on the shoulders of what a president actually has control of. There's so many things that they don't, that people project that that's the president's control, where it's not. So people are just, there's so much education out there. If you're uneducated, it's your choice. I had people messaging me about Bobby and they're like, I'm heartbroken. And I'm like, did you listen to his press conference? And they're like, well, no, not yet. I'm like, let me know how you feel after.
The answer. That's always
let me know how you feel after. And I respect that because I understand, like, the image and let me know if you're still heartbroken after. Well, that's
that. And when people try and tell me, well, Trump is ruining our democracy. I'm like, did you vote to put somebody to that position? Did you vote for Kamala? Because that's what democracy, like, it's just a lack of understanding.
Yeah. Where
much
was
like the Foo Fighters
debates?
Don't understand that they tried to sue Trump for using Hero by their band.
Say again? What?
Okay. So Foo Fighters came out and said, we're going to sue Trump for using Hero when Bobby came out, which was
the song?
Like,
they have a song.
Yeah, the song.
Like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I don't listen to a lot of Foo Fighter music, so I'm not.
So they came out and said, well, we're suing Trump. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But whatever you think about the man, he's not stupid. He's a smart guy. And he has a litany of legal people behind him. And they came out like an hour later and they're like, okay, you can sue me, but actually I already bought the rights to this song and you don't own it. Your company owns it. And it's just like, but nobody listens to this. So then people run online like, oh yeah, they're getting sued by he's getting sued by the Foo Fighters and all this stuff. And I'm like, just nobody listens and nobody pays attention. Nobody cares.
You can sue anybody for anything, which is a whole other thing that people don't understand. You could sue anybody for literally looking at you wrong. It doesn't mean it's going to stand up in court. Right. So for that to be an argument is like holds no weight.
Yeah. I mean, this is about the intelligence of what people are going into the election with. And I would say it's hard. And I think there's people on the right that don't know even why. Maybe they're just even Christian nationalists are just, I'm just doing this because of this, and this. And I'm like, actually, they don't think that they stand for that either. There's weirdos on
Go
both
into
sides.
a comment section
100%.
that somebody was like, oh, these 3 Christian men. And I'm like, Bobby's not a Christian. Like, stop.
You can't convince me Trump is a Christian at all.
Oh, I
Like, stop.
I'm sure which
they're like,
3 they're
oh,
talking
thank
about,
God.
but-
I'm like, also, who,
Any of them.
like, I'm sorry, what is going on? Like, and anyways, it's just, it's a clown
It's actually
show.
it's a super Democrat ticket if you look at the Republican ticket. I mean, you have, who's going to be on the board? Elon. Tulsi, Trump. You have JD Vance, and he was also a never Trumper. Like, JD hated Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
So,
Yep.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Welcome to politics. All of a sudden.
We were saying earlier, Jolie, we were like, it all just melds together because I feel like it's all
God.
one thing now. It's all politics.
Yeah, it is. I guess it
culture.
is. Here's where I can contribute. Where I've been shopping this summer.
It's perfect.
My new favorite makeup is.
Yeah. And your vote doesn't matter in Washington anyway, so you don't have to worry about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Poor Ashley. Ashley's.
I'm still voting for Bobby. He's still on the ticket. I was raised. You don't tell people who you vote for. I'll tell you right now, because there's still funding and there's still, your number still counts. I'm still doing it. So I'm not in a swing state. That'd be, obviously, it's different. But oh yeah, I'll make my voice known. I just told my friend in California, I'm like,
you have to vote for Bobby if you're in California. Like, that's.
And that's a whole thing. Research, like, people need to research into what that does. Shanahan talks about if they get 5% of votes, they still get there's like funding, and now they're an official party. So if you're even Kennedy 2028, vote for him if you're not in a swing state.
Yeah. And Shanahan's his running mate. She was funding helping him with his campaign.
Yes. Also, an extremely liberal person who is disgusted, and she's so upset that she put so much money into the DNC, and she's an interesting one to study too.
Yeah.
It's like,
it is
dude,
really, really
what is going on over there?
Yes.
But yeah, if that is aligned with what people would want anyways, then I'm happy for them. That's great. I wouldn't want people to assume anything about me being a bandwagoner if I was like, no, that's what I wanted the whole time. But I don't think most people actually would have been for her at all.
Well, and I'm not one that I don't really care who anybody's voting for anyway. It doesn't
change who they are.
If I liked you before, I'm not going to not like you now because I don't really give a rip. I might question your like critical thinking, maybe a little bit, but I don't give a rip. It doesn't really matter to me.
And even then, how does that affect me? I don't
know. Especially if you're fun. I don't care what you do.
Yeah. If you're not fun, I will judge you.
If you're not fun, I will judge you. Yeah.
I like you until you're not fun, and then.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, those are the kind of things that I judge people. Are you nice? Are you fun?
That's our filter.
Cute? These are the important things. Yeah.
Other than that.
No, I'm totally kidding. Well, Jolie, tell us about. So you have some tea. Tell us about. Let's talk about Blake Lively.
Oh, that's the only thing I know about.
Oh, so
you know why? You know why? Because, well, first I'm on TikTok now, and second because my girls like
follow her. Everybody.
So yeah, because we were obviously, we're huge Ryan Reynolds fans because who isn't? Mm-hmm. Like, he's the best. Yes. And so by default, then you become a Blake Lively fan because she has good style and she seems cute and blah, blah, blah. I watched Gossip Girl. But, yeah, but then I've been like watching it and so fascinated because first didn't know really anything about the book or the movie or anything. And one of my daughters was like obsessed with it. So excited about the movie. Then she's like, but Mom, you have to read the book first. So then I powered through the books. So good. And then I started. It ends with us. Sorry, yeah. Ends with us. And then it's Starts With Us, I
Starts
think
With
is the
Us,
second
yeah.
one. Yeah. And then I started seeing all the stuff on, TikTok, on social media about Blake Lively. And, okay, so here's why, though, it really, like, is a big deal, because I didn't know anything about what the book was about. I didn't know anything. Even watching the movie premiere, even the movie trailer, I was like, okay, kind of looks like it might be about domestic violence, but you're still not really clear. And then you read the book and you read the first chapter, and I'm like, oh. And how serious it is.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Because that's how
Well,
Blake
a lot of
Lively
people
was
did.
promoting it, like a rom-com.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not. Like,
No.
it's not just like, and then she started saying, like, well, she's more than just a survivor. Like, it's about her story. It's about who she is, because women who survive are more than just survivors, which is that's true. However, it's not just her story. It's her parents' story, and it's the boy's story, who was also in abusive family. Like, it's like abuse all over the place. And so, like, that's the crazy piece. I feel like
Yeah.
you have to the book and the movie should have trigger warnings, and then she's treating it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't
and
even
then
put a warning at the end or a number at the end of the movie at all,
yeah, no.
which was weird.
And so the only one who's doing that is the Justin guy, who's like saying, giving on his social media, there's a hotline, and he's really promoting it that way. But then it opened like the floodgates of attack on Blake Lively. Like,
Yeah.
the interviews, the, like, oh man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been
She has a lot of people that she's acted with that are just not huge fans of hers, but I'm
yeah.
like, the way she loves her husband is so, like, her and Ryan are so darling.
Yeah.
And, like, I know she's super obviously, like, she's super supportive of, like, Taylor and her little clique. And so it's just odd, because it's such, in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
is this a press move? Is this, like, what is happening?
That would
But
be a
then you get
bad
other
press
people,
move, right?
a really bad press move. And I'm like, are they just trying to drum up, like, you know what I
Well,
mean? Like, make drama
yeah.
for the movie premiere, or what's going on? But then I'm like, I hate to
But
you
that's
hate to think
not,
that when you love an actress, but it just seems like there's a lot
even
of,
if they were doing that, though, then my concern is, like, 'cause honestly, who cares? Like, Blake Lively, whatever. Who cares? Like,
yeah.
I like her clothes and whatever. I'm not likely to try her hair products. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But the movie is what has me, like, that should be more serious. Like, that we should take that seriously. We should take the domestic violence seriously. We should be looking at that. And then what I'm sad about is that if all this drama that they're creating means that the second movie doesn't get made, that it's because that book, actually, if you haven't read both books, read both books, because the second book, actually, I felt like was better. Like, on the, like, okay, what does it really look like to navigate co-parenting with someone who is abusive? Because, like, if you never reported any of it and you don't have any record of it, but then, like, you know that he's dangerous, but you can't protect your child, and so now you have to cope, like, that's a whole thing that is very, very real, that a lot of women have to deal with. And I feel like that's important information. And then you take it even a step further, and it's the, like, verbal abuse or psychological abuse that people deal with. I mean, like, obviously we could speak to that more on a personal level amongst us, but, like, what do you do? Because you have to co-parent with these people.
Yeah.
And as women, like, I feel like this is bringing awareness to something that it should have been hit hard.
Yeah.
Like, we should be, like, really bringing awareness to this, because this is a real thing that a lot of women deal with, and they don't have the courts backing.
Right.
And so if they could have, like, pumped the awareness on that and brought in real change, That would have been great. And instead, we're distracted by the fact that Blake Lively's a real bitch in interviews.
Yeah. I
So,
think
like,
it's so true. And I think the numbers are not that we need to dive deep into, domestic violence, but
yeah.
I think the numbers are staggering. I mean,
Oh,
it's unreal, and
yeah.
it's
Well, because you miss the piece, like, which the book doesn't touch on, because it is actually the author's story. Like, this is her actual story, of her parents. And so, but I think we miss the piece of, like, domestic violence abuse includes psychological, verbal, spiritual abuse,
Financial.
where you might never get actually hit, but it doesn't make the abuse any less. And
Well,
so
it's
that's
it's asserting control over another human being.
yeah, and there's lots of different ways to do that. And I think bringing awareness to that, because the amount of people, women who, and not that men also don't deal with it, but the majority is obviously women that deal with that, is, yeah, like you said, I think is a staggering amount. And we should be bringing awareness to that, and instead we're distracted by, like I said, the movie, how the movie's being promoted, or the bad press that Blake Lively's getting, like, what? So
yeah, fashion in flower shops is not what the movie is.
no, and now it makes me think they really, after reading the book, they did not cast that right. Like, honestly, I don't even feel like she was the right pick. So I wouldn't be sad if they recasted it for the second movie.
Yeah.
I think she and Ryan had money in it.
Probably.
There's some production money stuff, which, who knows how that even came to be, if they were part of getting it off the floor. But I would be curious why Colleen Hoover isn't the one that's initiating more of the conversation, since she was part of making the film. I feel like to ask actors, to a certain degree, they're still just actors. If this is her message, where is she at?
Well, my understanding, from what I can tell from my now, diving a little deeper, is that she actually likes Justin Baldoni's, like, his approach better. And when they co-directed the movie, she preferred the way Justin did it. And so a lot of times
there's
Blake Lively's
two
stuff
cuts,
didn't get
right?
put in. Yeah, there's two cuts, and Blake Lively's cut didn't make it because Colleen Hoover liked Justin's better. And so that's what makes me think, because I've heard people say, oh, what if they recast? Like, I hate when they recast, and I don't want him to get recasted because that'd be so annoying. But I don't think that she would choose to recast him. I think she would choose to recast her. And cut them out, because it is, I mean, and who knows why she's not a little more forward about this being her story, because, like, I knew from the way she dedicated the book, like, something was up, like, before I even read the author's notes in the back that said this is her story. But yeah, I mean, I knew instantly from how she dedicated the book, and then the first chapter, because in the first chapter where she talks about her dad's funeral, that hit, like, that resonated with me so much. Like, that's exactly how I would handle that same situation. And so, like, I was like, that's someone who knows. That's someone who's lived this, because you wouldn't. I don't think you'd be able to write that if you hadn't lived it. So, yeah,
super interesting. You can. Apparently, they think that her team is on, like, some damage control, because I think her team is the one that took the paparazzi out to Rhode Island this weekend for her birthday party and had people taking pictures, because she's, I don't know, a few people have done this. I think Selena's team softened some blows, and, the paparazzi, they put her with Taylor to make everything better, because everybody, you know what I mean? They just try and
but then
crisis PR.
Crisis. Yeah.
But it's hard to do that when, like, it's been all over, like, that, like, Selena Gomez doesn't like her, and, like, Anna Kendrick won't work with her, or like, or Leighton, whatever her last name is, won't work with her. Like, how do you?
Yeah, it's
How do
hard.
you
You
fix
can't. How do you
that?
justify it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
like,
very strange.
yeah.
I
So,
think like these things will all go away, and the percentage of
yeah.
people who will even know that Colleen and Blake follow each other on Instagram and they don't follow Justin, and people are like deep dive on these. Those
Oh, yeah,
things
that's weird
they come
stuff.
and go like that, but what
Yeah.
could have been something that has a eternal legacy is, like you said, a more clear message
Yeah,
on a deeper,
yeah,
real issue.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
still can't, I won't read or watch it because I, thank God, I was warned. So it's still
Right,
too, I'm like, ooh, I can't even,
Yeah.
I'm still too triggery. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least I knew, but it was framed as this really romantic thing. I'm like, ooh, if you've been there, it's not very romantic. I was like,
No, and so when I started it, I was like, oh, this is actually, yeah, this needs more warning. And so I was on edge the whole time
yeah,
I
Yeah,
read it.
waiting for the,
Yeah. And then it was the second book actually that I was like, okay, yeah, because that falls more into a like manipulating kind of verbal control, like that kind of thing. And so then I was like, oh, that actually,
resonates even more.
yeah. So that one was, I feel like, harder for me to read, but I thought was so good and so important. So yeah, which I mean, I know they're just like, I don't know. I haven't read any of her other stuff. That's the only stuff I've read. And so, but I do think on this particular subject, she really does well. And then, okay, also a warning, like, this is not something like for your 15-year-old to read, even though that's the other thing. Like, it's not just the domestic violence. It's pretty like sex graphic. Like that, it
Colleen,
was,
all of her books
see,
are
and I haven't
pretty
read the other
racy.
ones. And that was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that was like
Yeah.
the profanity, like, this
Yeah.
is not a teenage book. Sure. Different than the book is what I understand. I haven't seen the movie yet, but
Yeah.
how the movie's different from the book because you see it from more that perspective of like,
Mhm.
oh, maybe it was a trip or maybe it was
Yes.
like, yeah. And so I do think, like I said, again, bringing awareness as someone maybe who's never been through it before.
Yeah.
And that's why I think both books together are so good because it puts it all together as someone, if you've never experienced that, it gives you an understanding of the thought process of someone who's been abused.
Yeah.
Like,
It really
and,
does.
and
They
the second
do a
book
good job.
really does that, where she does this thing where she's like, the five things that I have to remember, you know, and there are circumstances like the time he hit me here, the time he did this, the time, and she's like, it's like part of her like mental health to remember, okay, I need to take 5 minutes to myself and go through the five things again.
Yeah.
Which is true for anyone who's been in any kind of abuse situation, because you get so like, oh wait, maybe it was me, and you have to redo that all
Yeah.
the time. You have to constantly say, wait, these were real things, these weren't my fault, and
Yes.
this is not okay. And so
Yeah.
I think that's good. And like you said, for someone as a parent, if you've never been through it and then now you have a kid going through it, you can help them with their like
Yeah.
mindset, because
yeah.
you have to have that information, and it's like a weird rewiring of your brain
Mhm.
when you're abused.
Yeah.
So then you can't see
It
clearly.
is.
No.
Yeah.
So
Rookie, I have no idea. That would be scary as heck because
yeah.
it's got to be so frightening. But it is a topic. I think it was a huge miss because it is a topic that needs to be talked about because
Mm-hmm.
we just live in different times. I feel like it's just a normal. It's not normal, but it's more. It happens more normally than we
Mm-hmm.
think it does. Which is
When it's
sad.
happening younger and younger, like, I mean, we definitely dealt with it in high school. One of my daughter's high school boyfriends, and you know, I mean, early, not like later high school, like young high school, like
Isn't that crazy?
freshman.
Like you just can't
Yeah,
imagine as a parent.
yeah. But
How do we
but
know?
I think, but this is the thing. This is where girls, like, you want a boyfriend and social media and all the things, and so you end up overlooking little pieces
Yeah.
because you are hoping for this romantic fairy tale.
Yeah.
And then you're
Well,
like,
when
well, I
the
can make
good
that
is
work.
good, the highs and the lows that people don't.
Yeah.
And my understanding is they do a pretty good job of explaining this or showing an example.
Oh, yeah.
The highs
I
are
think they do.
so high
Yeah.
that it creates
You justify the
this,
lows.
right?
Mhm.
Because, but when they're good, they're so good. You know, it's this mind
Yeah.
thing,
Absolutely.
and you hang
Yeah.
on to the 20%, and your brain it can be designed to, you know, well, but when it's good, it's so great. And if I just did this one thing, then I
Yeah.
won't, you know, I won't upset them. I just have to remember. Blah. Yeah.
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 Crazy. Yeah.
But
Well,
I
we'll
think that's a
bring awareness.
huge statement.
We'll talk
What
about
you
it.
said. Yeah, we'll do the work. Is
talk about it.
document, tell somebody, text somebody, even if you're in a spot where you're like, I don't know that I want this to turn into something, text somebody safe, because there does need to be a paper trail of some kind.
There does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Just welcome to the
Just
legal
throwing that
system.
out there.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah, because it's terrible.
It
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. So, well, that's fun.
Anyways.
That's a fun topic.
Yeah, it's important. It's an important,
It is important.
important
It's very
thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, good. Well, that's a fun start to our,
Yeah.
I
to our
know.
season.
It's
It'll be
going to
good.
be
I
a
think-
good start. We have
Yeah, I
football
think it'll be,
coming
yes,
Ooh,
thank
football.
God.
Thursday.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yep. NFL, college, little boys football. It'll be
Little
fun.
boys, big boys.
My JJ
All
got
fun.
hurt in the second game of the season. I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
That's
no.
frustrating in preseason.
Yes.
Did you guys do a fantasy football league?
Christian does.
Not yet. Not yet.
I don't
wonder if
think
it's
he's
too
had his
late to
draft
sign
yet.
up.
What?
I wonder if it's too late to do them now for NFL. It's preseason,
It's
right?
not
It's
too
preseason.
late.
It's not.
It's preseason. This is the draft. This is what I'm hearing is people are drafting this weekend because there's an off week. So they kind of got to see what they had to see. And now
Should we
just
do a
start.
Should we do a what do we know football draft? Our own?
So funny you said that because I was
Oh.
thinking about that while getting ready. And I was hoping you would say this because I have
We
no
should.
idea how to do it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
no
it.
idea.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
And we'll
Yeah.
invite our 4 listeners to
Yeah.
I'm kidding. There are more. I actually got a message from my friend Crystal and she's like, you guys need to come back. I'm like, we're coming back. So she's so cute. So
Yes.
so much fun. Okay. Well,
That's going to be fun.
I love you guys. I'm so excited.
Love you.
Love
Our
you.
weekly
This was
conversations
fun.
again.
Yay.
Okay.
I
we'll be
know.
back next
I missed
week.
this.
Yep.
I know.
Awesome.
Happy to be back. Okay. Have a great week, you guys.
All right.
Bye,
Love you.
everyone.
Love
Love
ya.
you guys.